I am going full time on YouTube, and this is probably the most exciting and at the same time most intimidating thing I've probably ever done in my life. And I'm going to share with you guys a little bit of all the insights, roadmap, goals, and plans I have in my mind for how I'm going to go ahead and make this something viable that I can actually rely on for income to obviously put food on the table, pay all my bills, etc., make a living from it. I've even made a few videos here in the channel of how much I got paid my first month being monetized on that channel, how much I got paid my first 6 months being monetized in the channel. So check out those uploads here in the channel if you haven't already. And I've really been trying to do this YouTube gig here for quite some time, going all the way back to 2010. I have experimented with different channels, different formats, different niches, different style of channels until I finally found, a format or two that actually works best for me. As of today, I have uploaded over 2,100 videos, and I really love the kind of product review insight, which I really couldn't be more grateful for. All the love and support that I get. It's really what's making this possible. 2 weeks ago, I was given a separation notice from my employer, aka I was being laid off. It has now been 2 weeks. My last day of employment was actually this past Friday, June 27th. And as of this point, I don't have a 9 to 5 job anymore. But what really gives me peace of mind is that I'm not empty handed. I've told my family and friends as I have shared the news with them of what's going on. I'm so grateful that the version of me 2, 3 years ago actually put in the work, because at least I have something to fall back on, right? We usually never plan for plan B, C, or D, but it's when stuff really goes downhill that it really pays off, and it gives you peace of mind. You can sleep better at night knowing that you got something else going on the side that at least is going to give you some support, at least is going to give you some backing. And of course, shout out to the man upstairs. I am a believer, so I believe God has his hand in his way of blessing his children and making sure that we don't go in need, especially on circumstances like this. He will always provide, and I strongly believe that. One way or another, one door closes, another one opens. So I know I'm definitely in good hands, and I don't mean that to sound like an Allstate commercial, but that's truly the case. So now that I got you up to speed a little bit, guys, my 9 to 5 is gone, right? Check out the video I made where I talk about getting fired from my 9 to 5, and here's what I learned. I kind of break it down in more detail about what happened, all the background details of that situation. And I also made a video about a week or so ago considering my options. Should I go back to another 9 to 5? Should I go all in on my side hustle? And I was comparing and contrasting the pros and cons of each route. And I'm actually at a point where I haven't necessarily found a 9 to 5. And I'm not claiming I'm never going to go back to a 9 to 5. I'm humble enough to admit that if I need to go back to a 9 to 5 at some point, maybe in 2 months, 3 months, if that's the case, hey, by all means, I'll do it. Bite the bullet, do what I need to do. And of course, continue with my goal of being financial independent and one day being completely free from a 9 to 5. However, I'm hoping over the next 3 months, I'm really hoping that this thing will take off, especially now that I'm going in full time. I have a lot more time dedicated for achieving and doing what I really want to do, creating more content, right? Recording and editing. And I have a lot more resources available to me now that I have more time. I'm able to create a larger output, right? In this case, longer videos, shorter videos. I actually went really hard the last 2 weeks, basically ever since I was given the notice, and I have seen some really cool growth. I have actually hit some new all-time highs. I'll give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek, even though I will be sharing with you guys a little bit of how much I made last month type of video here coming up soon. But I hit an all-time high of $114.81 last month in June. That's a new high for the channel, and there was a second high of $92.89. So all-time high days for the month of June and for the channel history up until that point, which is really exciting. And I don't only rely on AdSense alone, I also have affiliate income as well. I'm also in the works of creating some really cool merch, which I've really been putting a lot of work working with a close friend of mine, designing some cool designs, for lack of a better word, and really putting something cool together that going to like and enjoy. So I'm really excited and fire up for that, and I really hope that that really takes off. Just really maximizing all of the different income potential or channels or avenues that I could possibly maximize to really make this worthwhile, and not just go full time My goal is not to be full-time for a couple of months to then go back to a 9 to 5. I'm gonna hit it really hard to hopefully not have to worry about 9 to 5 ever again. Like, I'm having so much fun creating content, having so much fun working for myself. And let me tell you, the truth is, the reality is, I'm working a lot harder. I'm just gonna put that out there. Like, some people think, oh, now you're working for yourself. It must be great. You're just chilling, coasting, life is awesome, you're almost semi-retired. No, like I'm nowhere near that at all. There's a lot more work involved. My wife is like, hey, we all need some time over here too, because you're working so hard. So I'm getting all these videos cranked out, edited, recorded. Like, I'm being really productive, tracking how productive I am every day, measuring my output on a daily basis to really make sure. I think I'm past the point where I had issues micromanaging myself, or at least being my own boss. Like, some years ago, I will have a hard time not really making myself do the things that I needed to do in order to be, a freelancer or work for myself. I would be willing to do it for a 9 to 5 for my employer, but I wouldn't be able to do it for myself when I couldn't, have that discipline. And maybe you can relate. If you can, let me know in the comments, but I have overcome that completely. I would say I have way more discipline now that I am working for myself and pursuing my dream, because I know how much potential this has. And I'm so fired up about what the future holds. Way more discipline now than I ever was before. And obviously, way more excited. I'm having so much fun compared to obviously working to build somebody else's dream on my 9 to 5. All that together, what it means for me over the next month to 2 months to 3 months is I have a lot of hard work ahead of me. Basically, I am minimizing expenses to the bare minimum, trying to avoid spending money I don't have, trying to really cut back on unnecessary purchases here and there, and just really going all in as much as I can on this business. Really, really getting my feet wet. And again, because just like I lost my 9 to 5 job after almost a decade of service, showing loyalty to this company, they could care less and they kicked me to the curb the way they did, the same way that it could happen to anybody. I've been telling all my friends, even close friends, hey, I know you love your 9 to 5, and the company you work for may be amazing, more power to you. Maybe they give you great benefits. It's all good, right? It's all a way to keep you there for as long as they need you there. But the one time or the one day that they decide something else, something different, and you're no longer valuable to them, then they're not going to be afraid to let you go. That's just the reality. It slapped me in the face and hit me like a ton of bricks in my own life. Like, this just happened literally 2 weeks ago, and I'm just overcoming all this with a ton of positivity, coming out the other end, like really, really fired up, because I have been sort of building this launch pad for myself with YouTube, with affiliate income all these years, knowing that this could happen someday, right? Rainy days happen eventually. You have to be prepared for when those days come. So bottom line is, if you work a 9 to 5, don't make that your long-term goal. Try to obviously work something on the side that can hopefully make you independent from that 9 to 5, or at least give you options. If push comes to shove and, crap hits the fan, you want to have at least something else you can fall back on. That's just the wisest thing to do, instead of relying on a single source of income. I've talked about that a few times here in the channel. If you're only relying on a single income stream, then you are absolutely in trouble. Definitely, you want to diversify that as soon as possible. But that is my roadmap, guys. I'm gonna be continue to create amazing content. So if you like what you're hearing, if this is your kind of sauce, your kind of content, if you want to be motivated to achieve bigger and greater things, and you want to follow my journey, then definitely consider subscribing. I would appreciate you. And my goal is to share with you all as much value as I possibly can, each and every single video. Everything that I learn, everything that makes me successful, I'm going to be sharing with you guys with full transparency, so you guys can also not only follow along, but hopefully inspire. If it only inspires 1 or 2 or 3 people out of the entire audience, I mean, that in my book is a success. We want to inspire some of you guys, especially if you're younger, in your 20s, maybe your late teens, you're just getting started in the workforce, how to really live life on your own terms, right? What have I learned from my past life? Obviously, the things that I've done over the years, and then what to do, what not to do, tips, tricks, life advice. things like that. This is a channel for you guys. If you made it to the end, you're awesome. Really appreciate your love and support through this full-time YouTube journey with me here. Really appreciate you all. And I can't wait to see where this thing takes us here over the next 2-3 years. Looking back to this day, it's going to be fun. It's going to be an exciting journey, and I can't wait. So take care, guys. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll catch you all on the next video. Peace. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one, either this one or this one. Peace.